Okay, this is what we got going on this morning. Got an indirect storage tank. It's not my preference of brand, but had to get something quick, so this is what we got. I got the boiler supply in there, boiler supply out there, boiler return there, and the hot and cold. So got Mike down here. We're starting to drain the tank out. I'm taking out that Amprobe tank. It's leaking at the bottom. It's only like 8 years old and it's leaking at the bottom. That's our second one, so we have to we'll probably chop this right here, right there, get some new valves in there, and then there's our supply coming down, and bring it into the side of the tank and then return to the side of the tank. Should be not that hard, but I gotta put a new TMP. For some reason it was leaking, and we're flushing the boiler out. So let's get started on here, draining it out.
DSLR.
So we got you perched up there on some pipe, and we are going to cut here for the hot and cold pipe. Here, get the Pro Press going here, and we got valves there. So we'll get this here. Oh man. So we'll take this. Here, Mike. Press it on there, Mike. So we'll get the cold one on there. What the? Oh, you're sticking that Pro Press right in my face. Okay. So I don't want to cut any of that yet. Still draining. We need this right here to grip on the way up the stairs.
Nice handle.
So I don't want to take that off. So at least we can go ahead and turn the water back onto the house, Mike. So we can she can at least have water in the house. Alright, so we got our tank here. I'm gonna get some unions on here. Get the TMP going. While that thing's still draining, it's still draining. Separating before YouTube goes nuts. Where's that? How does that work? Stupid penises.
That's what I thought she gave me.
Yeah, that's, you know, she was supposed to order the right one, now I need a coupling.
What a butthole.
Yeah. Thanks, Ferguson. Well, you expect to order the stuff right, and well, you know what we'll do? Try out Mike's wrench. Get that.
Brand new Makita.
Brand new rigid.
He's sneaking in there taking my new stuff.
Yeah. That thing's amazing. There we go. So we're going to solder some stubs on. We'll be stubbing out the top. And then I got to figure out coupling for that. Alright, so we're going to change our piping configuration on this because downstairs I got my cold. Or am I wrong? Which way is the front of the tank? That's the front of the tank. Actually, no, it was right. They had the dip tube in here, but they had these reversed for some reason, the hot and cold, which kind of threw me off. I'm like, thought the cold was on this side, but that's actually the hot side. They had a dip tube in here. Kind of threw me off for a second because when they put it together at the factory, they reversed these two. It's kind of stupid, but what are you going to do? Okay, so they had these reversed. I thought that was cold over there. And they had a dip tube in this side, which was right, but I wasn't paying attention. So, yeah, we're going to slip that over there like that. So you got to keep track where your dip tube is, not where your
Plastic.
I don't know, your plastic discussions are, because at the factory they put them on reverse. So it kind of threw me for a loop for a second. Okay, so believe it or not, these are 1 inch, not 3/4. So we had to run and get the 1 inch male adapters because I had 3/4. Got our stubs tied on, valves up there. They give us the wrong TMP, so we had to get a coupling, but we got it in place. And we are ready to go. So Mike's gonna start fitting it up. Get you guys up here. What we'll do, Mike, is we'll stick a 90 up, 90 up.
Okay.
You're gonna have to fit one guy back there, so I'll hand you up.
Okay.
So, you got that tape? Man, we got a stubby little piece.
I brought copper down, but
I just need a stubby little piece because I want to just throw a piece on here so we can measure it up.
okay.
Give me a,
I can cut. But
yeah, give me a stubby. Just cut a piece of. And then just kind of do that and get a measurement. So I will go cut this for you, Mike. You start fitting it up. So I need. Damn, this tape measure is wacky. 16.5. So I need 16.5 there. That should be pretty close to the same. Yes, 2 16.5ers. Oh geez, that one's perfect. Maybe.
I could take a little off. Huh?
Yeah, no, that's not, that's a no-go.
She's crooked.
Here, let me see. I'll just, here, push it where it's straight. Like 2 inch.
all with what was there.
Oh, that looks good.
You like that?
Man, that's not seated in there. Damn. Isn't it? Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah, that looks good. Pipes coming up out crooked out of the darn tank itself. So, all right, press her on up. Work on.
Watch your fingers.
That one little piece of it. Did I take it?
I think you took it. Or it was, or you used it.
Oh no, you used it on that other one.
Yep.
There you go. There's the orange jaws. Clamp that on there. Yeah, get those. Get that clamp in there. That pressed. And then this pressed here.
Okay.
Press this separate. One shot. Press that up. There. So, want to dance?
Yeah,
There ain't enough
back here.
not much room in here. Alright, so that's what we got fitted up so far. So we're going to fit this up down here. This is the supply of the boiler right here. Boiler supply, boiler return. Here's my return right here. So we're going to get that fitted up. Alright, so we're all fitted up. Got my drain there. So if I ever gotta work on the boiler circuit, I got a drain. So now let's get some water in it. We're press, solder. You tighten up the units. Oh, we got to come up with a down tube for the TMP. We'll get to that in a minute. So we will run over here and open up the hot water. Oh, it's filling. Well, let's let it fill. Okay, we got everything up and running here. And our tank heated up because number 4 is our priority. See if there we go. So if I turn the thermostat up on the tank, my priority's working. There we go. So we're up to temperature. So now our other zones are calling. I'm just going to make sure we got heat coming back on all our zones. Got heat on this one. So we got 1 open, 3 open. Make sure I'll open this one here. Manually open it. A little air in that line. Let all of it out. Make sure we got heat coming back on this zone. Okay, the air bleeder working. We only have 1/2-inch lines in this house for some reason, I don't know why. And it is getting warm. Yeah, okay, I'll shut this one off. That one's calling, that one's calling, that one's shut. So we are all set. When I set that pump back to auto, there we go. That's we're all set. Well, the previous Boilermate was put in 2014, and when we got it out, it looked like where it was leaking, it looked like the bottom plate was actually warped on the Boilermate where all the pipes connect to. It didn't look like it made a good seal. Probably originally at first it did, but then I don't know what happened. That seal was bad. That was her second Boilermate tank. She was done with it. I told her, it's better off just to go with a stainless tank, welded. And there's no seals involved. I think the newer ones, the newer Boilermates might be like that because they changed the style of them or changed the manufacturing. The new Boilermates, everything comes out the top. Nothing comes out the bottom. So even if I was to put a new Boilermate in there, I would have had to change the piping configuration, which not a big deal. It would have been the same as what we did. A little more intensive because on the Boilermate, the new Boilermate, everything comes off the top. With this other tank, the boiler piping came off the side and the potable water came off the top. So if I would have went with the Boilermate, I would have had more piping. This one cut down on the piping a little, not much. I don't really like those tanks, those triangle tube tanks, but that's the only thing I really got in my area right now. Not a huge fan of them, just because they're a pain in the ass to drain, you know, just like any other storage tank. But what are you gonna do? It's better than what she had, let's put it that way. And might as well go this way. And but everything worked out. Thing heated up, works really good, and we're off to the next one, doing something or another. I have no idea what we're doing. But that didn't. It took me like three hours to do. So I had some other little minor stuff to do to the boiler. I had to flush it out. I added chemicals into the boiler a few days back. So when they originally installed the boiler, they did not flush it. So when I got there the other day, the water was pure black on a brand new boiler that's only 2 years old. So I added some chemicals to it. I flushed everything out, cleaned the low water cutoff up, and everything's good to go. So like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one, guys. Thanks.